Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Guys, stay tuned because it's going to be a crazy week. We are entering into the final week of the summer transfer window. Monday to Monday, and then Tuesday next week is going to be deadline day, so it's going to be special. Stay tuned because many things will happen. We will be here together to update you on absolutely everything. And we have to start today by mentioning some of the news of the evening, of the night, some of the most recent updates. Here we go, for example, for Christopher Nkunku, a big night for Milan because they won their opening game in Serie A with the new coach, former Manchester United and Sporting manager Ruben Amorim. Rafael Leão was out, but the here we go is for Christopher Nkunku, who is leaving AC Milan and joining Leipzig. The deal is agreed. It's a loan deal, 3.5 million euros plus a buy option clause not mandatory under 30 million euros. So former Chelsea striker returns to Leipzig. An exclusive story of the day, Leipzig bidding for Matías Fernández-Pardo from Lille, but at the moment Lille have no intention to accept around 35 million euros. So new proposal would be needed in order to get it done. And then watch out for Rafael Leão. Watch out for Rafael Leão because there will be movements this week. His agents, his lawyers, Jorge Mendes as well, all working to find a solution because the player is up for sale. The player remains available on the market, and around Leão there could be movements. There is interest from Turkey, interest from Saudi. Let's see if some European club will try to get the deal done with AC Milan. But Rafael Leão could be one to watch in these final days of the summer transfer window. Again, today was not available due to injury, but in general, AC Milan position is clear. The player is available, the player is on the market, and so we have to follow this situation. Opening game also for Barcelona, the Spanish champions in La Liga, were facing Elche 5-0. Beautiful news for Barcelona. Adeyemi debut, goal. Also Anthony Gordon debut, delivering 2 assists. So very good impact for the Barcelona new players. And also for Barcelona, good luck to Pablo Gavi, who suffered an injury. We have to see what happened there. But then, after the game, Hansi Flick, speaking about Alejandro Balde situation, well, Flick said on Balde, I didn't tell Balde, you have to leave the club. Flick said, I had a conversation with Balde and I told him, think about your situation, clarify your situation, and we'll speak tomorrow. So, what's the reality, guys? At the moment, Barcelona are open to selling Balde in case of good proposal. But Balde, I can tell you once again, is not pushing to leave Barcelona. So, or it's a top proposal for the club and a good proposal for the player, because Balde is not accepting anything. To be honest, I saw some clubs linked with Balde that Balde would never take into consideration. I'm not going to mention them out of respect, but Balde is never going to mid-table clubs. Has to be top clubs. So, for example, Manchester United is a club that called Jorge Mendes, and Manchester United are in the conversation and are a possibility, but it depends on the conditions, not only on transfer fee, also on the salary, because Balde is on a big salary at Barcelona, and that's going to be a point. So let's follow the Balde situation, but for sure, Man United are still looking for a left back. On Man United, Lewis Hall today, Matías definitely closed the deal. Definitely closed the door to any option for this deal because he said no chance when he was asked about Manchester United trying to sign Lewis Hall. So forget about Lewis Hall for Manchester United, said by Newcastle new boss Matías after the game against Liverpool. On Newcastle, I wanted to talk about Newcastle as well. My exclusive update of the night is that there is big confidence at Newcastle to get a deal done in the next hours for Nico González from Manchester City. The situation has been the following in the recent days. Manchester City opened doors to the exit of Nico González. For Manchester City, the player is not untouchable at all. In the Sunday game, the opening game of Enzo Maresca at home, nothing changed in terms of midfielders because Nico González was not playing and was not starting for Manchester City. So the message from the coach was quite clear. Imagine that Manchester City lost Bernardo, Manchester City lost Rodri, Manchester City lost Tijani Reinders. In this emergency situation, waiting for Boadi, he's arriving tomorrow, and waiting for the new signings, Nico González is not even playing. There was Marguerite in midfield, so the message is clear, you can go. And Nico González now understands about the club position. So despite Nico fighting to try stay at Manchester City, they are open to selling, and now Newcastle have confidence. My understanding is that the agreement Newcastle-Manchester City is at the final stages, and also the conversation with the player is now underway. So work in progress, is not a done deal yet. Newcastle want to be careful till the very end because it's not been an easy window. Newcastle fans know, but Newcastle are working hard on this one. And my understanding is that the new coach, Matías, is absolutely involved. Gisele is pushing, Gisele is trying to present the project with ambition also to Nico González, and so keep an eye on this one, because could be here we go in the next 48 hours, if all goes to plan, for Newcastle United. Talking about opportunities and big names, guys, I also wanted to mention to you the situation of Julián Álvarez. It's been a very tense afternoon at the Metropolitano. Julián Álvarez playing in the second half. At the beginning of the game, when the speaker mentioned his name, the fans were going against him, and then in the second half he was playing but not making any impact. You can see in his face that the player is not calm at all, he's not relaxed at all, and we can understand it's a difficult situation for everyone, for the club, for the player, for everyone involved. And then after the game, Julián leaving while his teammates were saying hi to the fans, Julián left the pitch alone, and so it was a significant moment. Then Diego Simeone said that it was the club, it was us telling Julián to go straight to the tunnel and not go to say hi to the fans. But at the same time, guys, the situation around Julián is tense. So it's going to be an important week, because Atlético Madrid insist on their position. They don't want to sell to Barcelona, but Barcelona, as of tonight, Sunday night, almost Monday, they didn't send any bid for any other striker yet. So this week will be crucial to understand if Barcelona will move on a different target or will keep waiting for a miracle on the Julián Álvarez story. So let's see what's going to happen there. And then don't forget about Arsenal, because my understanding, I told you in the recent videos, and I keep telling you today, is that Arsenal financially believe internally they could afford a deal for Julián Álvarez. Especially if Gabriel Martinelli goes to Al Hilal and this deal is ongoing, the player is open to join Al Hilal, so Martinelli Al Hilal is possible. If Martinelli goes to Al Hilal, it will be extra money for Arsenal, and so financially Arsenal could afford a deal for Julián Álvarez. That's the feeling at the club. Even if the price is high, they believe they could strike an agreement with Atlético Madrid. The point is the player. The player till today never opened doors to Arsenal. But Arsenal are still there, following the situation. If Julián changes his mind and decides to open doors to England and to Arsenal, Arsenal are still there. Arsenal are still watching the situation. So still watch out for Arsenal and Julián until the end of this summer transfer window, in case the player change his position. And then, guys, just to close this video, a quick one by mentioning also Nicolas Jackson, because this week also for Nico Jackson is going to be busy. There is Aston Villa attacking, because Ollie Watkins is very close to joining Al Hilal, and so Aston Villa are trying for Nico Jackson. Also Atlético Madrid, regardless of the Julián Álvarez situation, Atlético are trying for Nico Jackson and are prepared to make a big sacrifice financially to try get Jackson. So it's going to be a big battle for the Senegalese striker, but for sure leaving Chelsea on a permanent deal. Chelsea are not loaning the player. Permanent or nothing. This is Chelsea position, and so let's follow this one together. I will see you soon, guys. Thank you, and see you on the channel. Ciao.